Bet you didn't see this. On to the next. This one's a rising star that popped up also during the Epstein binder fiasco. Miss Liz Wheeler. There wasn't a whole lot on her because, like I said, she's a rising star. But Wheeler's content, including her show, routinely calls out DOJ FBI weaponization, judicial bias in cases like J6, deep state resistance to reform. She encourages audiences to reject official narratives on events like January 6th. So she encourages her audience to reject official government narratives, but only, you already know, only when, that's right, when it's in favor of this administration. December 2024, limited trust in government despite changes. Plenty of reasons to think our government is heading in the right direction, but we still can't fully trust it. So what does Liz stand to gain? Well, platform growth. Her show and commentary thrived by amplifying administration successes and attacking critics. Establishment or disloyal. This drove subscriptions, views, sponsorships in the crowded conservative podcast space. Influence network. Alignment positioned her for insider interviews and events, increasing perceived value to advertisers and elevating her as a go-to voice.
The facts are out there. If you are willing to open your eyes to see it, you can see the truth with your own eyes. There's video evidence of it. There's documented evidence of it. You just have to be willing to see it.
On to the next one. You guys all know this guy, Mr. David Harris Jr. David Harris Jr. is one of the biggest propagandist horns for this administration and has always been one of the biggest propagandist horns for this administration. He also says, like many of these other people, that he is a good Christian, God-fearing man and sells lots of merch talking about God. He talked about the importance of government overreach, and he pushed against the corruption, and he pushed against COVID measures. But let's see what David was all about. David Harris Jr. has consistently expressed strong skepticism toward official government narratives. He portrays them as often misleading, propagandistic, or deliberately opaque, especially under the Biden administration. And in legacy media government alignment, he frequently urges his audience to question official stories, seek independent verification, and await greater transparency. Key themes in his commentary, 2023-2024, government lies and lack of transparency. He repeatedly calls out the Biden administration, of course, for treating the public as stupid. How ironic. And hiding truths. Deep state and immunity. He criticizes bills or actions granting immunity for deep state criminals. Or protecting insiders, suggesting official narratives protect power structures over truth. Media government collusion. He amplifies claims that legacy media and government push false or incomplete narratives, eroding public trust. He supports figures exposing this. Really? Do you?
I got to bring this up because I know that it's just, to me, the enemy is working through this woman's mouth. Candace Owens, just on her show last night, brought you up again and tries to paint you again as somebody that had something to do with, knowledge of, or was even a part of the killing of Charlie Kirk.
Overall advice, Harris Jr. promotes distrust of official lines until proven, especially in crisis or scandals. He often says things like they're doing exactly what they did in 2016 or praises disruptions that challenge entrenched power, except for any of the disruptions that are happening right now to challenge the entrenched power that exists because of the Charlie Kirk murder, right? Now, since there was so much on David, I'm just going to read one of his past tweets instead of reading all the other ones because there's tons. But this one's pretty good. December 2024, Deep State Immunity and Spending Bill. The bill is atrocious and gives more money to Ukraine. Funds biolabs, gives immunity for deep state criminals. Criticizing a congressional resolution and praising Trump Vance for opposing it. Urges rejection of government protections for insiders. And yet he has refused to criticize Trump or the administration for the current foreign policy with Israel. Totally not hypocritical, buddy. January 20th, 2021. on FBI Russia collusion story. Just as we suspected, the FBI cannot be trusted. So what does David have to gain? Well, a lot of the same things, but let's just read it. Content monetization focused on cultural political commentary, aligning with administration talking points, and attacking opponents drove social media engagement, newsletter, podcast subs, and merchandise speaking revenue. Community standing reinforced his position in black conservative and broader MAGA spaces where loyalty signals translated to sustained support and collaborations.
I was 100% against COVID. I was calling it the pandemic. It was the pandemic. I was against wearing masks. I understand all that stuff.
But wait, there's more.
Buckle up though, because there's a lot on this guy.
Yes, there is reason for people to believe that this is a professional hit job. That there is some considerable evidence that there were state actors involved here.
A few moments later.
This has been an overwhelming and demonstrable evidentiary bombshell for the prosecution. We've never seen anything like it, and the courtroom gasped when we saw that extended footage today that was specially shown to the victim's family. So this is a case that needs to be brought swiftly. I come with a message. We have a constitutional right to a speedy trial in this nation. We should give that right to the Kirk family, who has already been visited an enormous amount of harassment and attacks, and we must get justice in this trial swiftly.